The moment you realize that your past mistakes are not change but lessons, you can begin to craft a future that isn't dictated by your regrets. Sometimes you have to forget what you want and remember what you deserve. The life in front of you is far more important than the life behind you. Ignoring red flags because you want to see the good in people will cost you later. There's only one thing more precious than our time, and that's who we spend it on. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. People give you advice based on their perspective. You cannot be everywhere and have everything. Learn to make the right choices and commit to things that matter most. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. If the mind is willing, the flesh could go on and on without many things. People in ancient times did not like to talk much. They considered it a shame for themselves not to keep up with their own words. You have to believe in yourself. There is nothing softer and more flexible than water, but try to resist it. When people know a lot, it is difficult to manage them. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. Be careful who you let in your life. People will come and drain the shift out of you, then leave and blame everything on you. Watch your thoughts. They become your words. Watch your words. They become your actions. Watch your actions. They become your habits. Watch your habits. They become your character. Watch your character. It becomes your destiny. Great results can be achieved with small forces. Ponder and deliberate before you make a move. It's not the load that breaks you down, but how you carry it. The energy we spend to complain can be redirected to act for change. When we take responsibility, we get out of the victim mode and move on. There's no shame in saying, "I don't know." Nobody has all the answers. Pretending to be perfect doesn't make you perfect. If you can't say no, then your yes means nothing. True success doesn't depend on seeking validation from others. It stems from seizing opportunities, proving what you're capable of, and accomplishing your goals despite challenges. There can be no progress, no achievement, without sacrifice, and a man's worldly success will be in the measure that he sacrifices. You are the only person you can control. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. what you want requires consistency and discipline. Don't blame people for disappointing you. Blame yourself for expecting too much from them. Luck comes to those who work hard. Good things do not come to those who wait. Knowledge is the treasure, and practice is the key to it. Who knows doesn't say. Who speaks doesn't know. Ultimate excellence lies not in winning every battle, but in defeating the enemy without ever fighting. Wheels of justice grind slow, but grind fine. It is easy to love your friend, but sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is to love your enemy. Whoever talks a lot often fails. If he sends reinforcements everywhere, he will be weak everywhere. You can't trust a man who has nothing to lose. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. Plan for what is difficult while it is easy. Do what is great while it is small. Life is a series of natural and spontaneous changes. Don't resist them. That only creates sorrow. Let reality be reality. Let things flow naturally forward in whatever way they like. An enemy is a friend who knows too much about you. Give a bowl of rice to a man, and you will feed him for a day. Teach him to grow his own rice, and you will save his life. Overthinking ruins you. It ruins the situation, twists things around, makes you worry about futile questions, and makes everything much worse than it actually is. If you stay too long in a bad situation, you'll forget it's bad and get comfortable, while the best years of your life just pass you by. The highest reward for one's toil is not what one gets for it, but what one becomes by it. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. You will have to make very practical decisions about what you want from life and what you're willing to give up. And if you don't make them, then life will make them for you. Our suffering is caused by holding on to how things might have been, should have been, could have been. The more you sweat in peace, the less you bleed in battle. Sometimes their behavior is your answer. Sometimes there's no right decision to make. In those cases, first, you make a decision and then you work to make it right. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results. You should never sacrifice what you could be for what you are. Maybe you are not healing because you're trying to be who you were before. That person doesn't exist anymore because there's a new you trying to be born. Breathe life into that person. people treating you poorly is a reflection on them, not you. Never overlook contempt. When someone views you with contempt and talks to you like you're beneath them, they will likely do you harm, whether relationally, socially, or physically. Remove that person from your life. You can only lose what you cling to. Failure shows us the way by showing us what isn't the way. There are things in life we don't want to happen, but have to accept. Things we don't want to know, but have to learn. And people we can't live without, but have to let go. Never complain of that of which it is at all times in your power to rid yourself. Some lessons have to be learned twice. You were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them in that proportion. Watch your thoughts, for they become words. Watch your words, for they become actions. Watch your actions, for they become habits. Watch your habits, for they become your character. Learn to sit back and observe. Not everything needs a reaction. Do not discuss your past with anyone, because only you know its true story and significance. Others may not understand or even use it against you. Stay away from people who think your growth is competition. Problems are the price you pay for progress. You know who your true friends are. Look for the ones who say good things behind your back and bad things to your face. Life becomes much easier when you learn to accept apologies you never received. The more responsibility you take, the more you empower yourself to do something.